lot of people ask me about supposedly the Social Security Administration is going to be looking at all your bank accounts. There's someone that did a video. Okay, I'm going to be nice. There's someone that did a video that took this emergency message and they built it all up. These are emergency messages. The emergency message is basically, hey, Social Security employees, we've got this new thing. And my office, we used to have a meeting. We have to send this out and said, okay, hey, there's a new policy that begins immediately. We have to make sure we do this. It's, it's basically central office, Baltimore office, the headquarters of Social Security kind of doing things at the last minute. And that's usually why they sent out an emergency message, because they didn't plan well enough. But anyway, so they sent out a message, sometimes it's a political type thing. They sent out a message that says, okay, from now on, y'all have to do this. And we say, have a little training. Okay, here's what I have to do. So it's not some conspiracy thing. And this is not a secret email. All of these are 100% online. Anybody can see them. Okay. And here's where the conspiracy, the tinfoil hat thing comes in. This is for SSI aged. SSI is not Social Security. SSI is SSI. It's Supplemental Security Income. It's a new program that was started in 1974. It wasn't part of the original Social Security Act in 1935. It was started in 1974. It's a welfare-based program, a needs-based program. Supplemental Security Income. The max you can get on SSI is $967, okay? And you can get it based on being disabled. So if you're disabled and you're not eligible for SSDI on your own record, or your SSDI on your own record is low, then you might be able to get SSI. It's a welfare-based program, limited income, limited resources. And for over a decade, since 2011, if you want SSI, Supplemental Security Income, you have to give Social Security permission to check out your bank records. It's a welfare program. Duh. So if you say, no, I don't want to give you permission, then all right, so your case is denied. N18 as the internal code is. And so people say, okay, yes, I give you permission to check out the financial institutions. That's basically it. So it's been around for over a decade, and all they did with this new emergency message is they changed the threshold. Up until now, they only checked your financial records every now and then, just to see if, if you're on SSI and all of a sudden you get some inheritance or you win the lottery and $10,000 goes in there, Social Security really needs to know about it so they can, find out what's going on and where you got that extra money, and then possibly, stop your welfare-based benefits. Seems logical, right? So that's exactly what they do. All they did was change the threshold in this emergency message. Before, the only time they did that is if you had $400 in resources. That's it. $400 in liquid resource tolerance when applicable. That's all they did, is they said, okay, effective August 1st, if you're doing a case, Social Security employees, if you're doing a case, they're going to start with SSI aged. So you can get SSI based on being disabled, or aged, that is 65 and older. So they decided to go ahead and start this new thing. They always try to do it incremental. So I don't think this was Doge doing this, because when Doge does something, they always do it a stupid way. So I think these are actually Social Security employees that are, experts that know how to do the system. And what they do is they said, okay, yeah, we're going to do this new thing. We're going to remove the $400 tolerance, but we're only going to do it for SSI aged, since there's not that many of those. And that way we can check the system, make sure everything works. And then we will expand it. We expect to expand the scope of this new policy beyond SSI AI allowances, age allowances. So that's it. They're just going to expand it to disabled, to the rest of the people receiving SSI, and redeterminations and limited issues. Those are, I don't want to get too technical, but it's basically other people that if you're already receiving SSI aged after, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you come up for recertification, then they're allowed to check then. So they're going to expand it to that one as well. So the person on social media said, "Oh my gosh, look, they're going to expand it. We're going to expand the scope of this policy to other things as well." And person went off the deep end and started saying, "Oh, that means people are receiving retirement benefits and survivor benefits and regular disability benefits or any type of benefits. Social Security is going to be knee deep in all your financial records, and they're going to look at everything. And if you're making too much money, they're going to stop your benefits." And it reminds me of the Soviet Union during the Cold War in the 1980s. There was an argument that said, if we don't keep fluoride in the water, we're going to be invaded by the Russians. Because it was this slippery slope. It's like, okay, if we don't put fluoride in the water, too many people are going to get, young people are going to get cavities, and too many people get cavities. They're not going to be able to join the military. And if they don't join the military, we're not going to have a strong military, and the Soviets are going to invade us. So we need, we need fluoride in the water. So this is a fluoride in the water. Yeah, BS. So yeah, so there's that. I went a little bit too long, but social media, stop, please. So, all right, let's get into some questions here. And if you disagree, if you can explain why they targeted this group and said that's going to solve everything because that's how we did you kick off, and then they also, cut $1 trillion. If you see any logic in that, then please let me know because I don't see anything. Dr. Weir, I think you'd be an excellent leader as the new commissioner of the Social Security Agency. Just need to get rid of Doge. Yeah, the new guy is Doge. Yeah, Doge adjacent. He said he's a Doge guy. Bella, what's up, Bella? Grocery card is our medical insurance card, actually. We use it for dental, vision, hospital. Dr. Ivers counter groceries, yes, the wearables. That's a big sign, head or wrist. Okay, yeah, so a lot of people have questions about those grocery cards and whether they exist, whether a scam or whatever the case may be. They do exist. They're not a scam. The way they're advertised is very, very scammy. They take the best one in the country and advertise it to everybody. And then you call whatever Facebook ad that you saw it on, you call them up and they say, hey, if you don't live in this zip code in the country, then you don't get it. And they just it's a bait and switch type thing. So if you want to see if there's one available in your area, then you can reach out to a chapter there who sponsors this live Q&A, and they can help you out. Can you receive Medicaid if you're getting survivor benefits? Absolutely. But Medicaid it's a needs-based, welfare-based program, so you have to have limited income, limited resources. But if your survivor benefits are low enough, absolutely, absolutely. So, and that's a good question because a lot of people, that's where they're missing benefits, and that's one of the reasons I do this channel, is because you just don't know what you don't know. And Social Security policy is over 20,000 pages, and it's crazy difficult. And then they're coming out with emergency messages to change little policies and tweaks and stuff all the time. So you have to keep up on it. So you can collect survivor benefits, but it depends on your particular state whether you're eligible for Medicaid. So if you're having a hard time, on a daily basis, a monthly basis, call your state social services, welfare, Medicaid, whatever, agency in your state handles Medicaid, and see if you're eligible. Apply. With all of these programs, it doesn't hurt to apply. All they can say is no. And then if you disagree, then you file an appeal, you fight it. But yeah, definitely. And remember, if you're in survivor benefits, if you've been on survivor benefits for a while, I got a message yesterday that someone said they watching our channel here, they realized they're on survivor benefits and they didn't switch to retirement benefits on their own record when they should have. Now they're 72 and they essentially missed 2 years worth of increased benefits because they forgot to switch to the higher benefits on their own record. So if you're on survivor benefits, your benefits are on your own record. If you never touch them, they will continue to increase. So make sure you check to see if there's any more money on your own record. So if your benefit is low enough on survivor benefits, retirement benefits, disability benefits, whatever, and you're having a hard time, absolutely call Medicaid, apply, see if they can help you out. If they can, then there is called the Medicare Savings Program, where they will pay for your Part B premium if you are eligible. So you can have SSI, survivor benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage dual eligible plan that has one of those grocery cards. You can have the extra help with prescription drugs. One person can have every single one of those all together in one package. But a lot of people miss one or two parts of that. And yeah. Let me see. Wendy, I am 100% disabled and 57. You say something about being able to draw early on my ex-husband's Social Security. Is that correct? And how do I get this accomplished? So if you're 57, your ex-husband, so you can collect, if you're 57, basically the only thing you can collect now is disability on your own record. If you're a disabled vet, that doesn't preclude you from signing up for Social Security disability insurance. So you can file for disability insurance on your own record. Or you can also file as a disabled widow. If you're a widow, widower, surviving spouse, there's called disabled widows benefits from 50 to 59. Other than that, if you're not disabled, if you're not eligible for all of that, then the next would be 60 years old. Survivor benefits start at 60 years old. And I got another comment the other day that everybody thinks everything is 62 with Social Security. It starts at 62 for early. And they missed 2 years of survivor benefits because they didn't know survivor benefits start at 60 or 50 if you're disabled. So yeah, if you want to get that accomplished, call Social Security and file for disabled benefits for your own. If you're a disabled vet, file for disability benefits on your own. If you're not eligible, if you're a surviving spouse, then check on that one. If not, then just you'd have to wait till you're 60 to get a surviving spouse. Or if it's not a surviving spouse situation, then yes, 62 years old, but you have to file for benefits on your own record.